All right, good morning, everybody. Do we have communications there in Las Vegas?
We do.
All right, we ready to proceed?
We are.
All right, let me call to order the State of Nevada Board of Examiners meeting scheduled for today, January 13th, 2026 at 10 a.m. And we will start with the roll call.
Governor Lombardo,
Present.
Attorney General Ford,
Here.
Secretary Aguilar.
Here.
Let the record reflect we have a quorum.
All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 2, first opportunity for public comment. First opportunity is limited to comments on items on the agenda. No action may be taken upon a matter raised under the public comment period unless the matter itself has been specifically included on the agenda as an action item. We will limit public comment to 3 minutes each. Public comment may be provided in person or via telephone. And my understanding, I no longer need to read the telephone number. So do we have any public comment there in Las Vegas?
We have any? We see none.
Do we have any public comment here in Carson City? Anybody in the queue on the phone? All right, we'll close the first opportunity for public comment, and we will move on to agenda item number 3, approval of December 9th, 2025 meeting minutes for possible actions. Do we have any questions or concerns? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Move approval.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Did I hear you, General Ford?
Yes. Aye.
All right. Motion is approved. We'll move on to agenda item number 4, state vehicle purchases for possible action. Ms. Grinnemeyer.
Pursuant to NRS 334.010, no automobile may be purchased by any department, office, bureau, officer, or employee of the state without prior written consent of the State Board of Examiners. The first request is from the Commission on Mineral Resources, Division of Minerals. The commission requests approval to purchase one vehicle for a total amount not to exceed $47,889. The next request is from the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, Division of Environmental Protection. The department requests approval to purchase one vehicle for a total amount not to exceed $44,724. Are there any questions on these items?
No questions?
All right,
None here.
I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Agenda item number 5, Secretary Aguilar or General Ford, do you want to, you okay with if we take them together as one motion?
Yeah, that's great.
Yes, please.
Okay. Move on to agenda item number 5, authorization to contract with a current and/or former state employee for possible action. Ms. Grinnemeyer.
The first request is from the Department of Administration Purchasing Division. The department requests to contract with a current employee, Gregory Brown, to provide psychiatry services through a statewide contract with Gregory P. Brown, MD Professional Corporation. The next request is from the Governor's Finance Office, Office of Project Management. The office requests to contract with former employee Kelly Williams to provide subject matter expertise in the state's legacy finance and human resources system through a statewide contract with Manpower. And the third request is from the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, Division of Environmental Protection. The department requests to contract with a former employee, Michael Antoine, to assist with program needs and training new staff through a statewide contract with Marathon Staffing Group. Are there any questions on any of these?
Any
No
questions?
questions? Motion to approve?
All right, we have a motion for approval. Could you define it, Cisco?
Yeah. Motion to approve item number 5A, B, and C.
Okay, so we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. We'll move on to agenda item number 6. Secretary Aguilar and General Ford, any problem taking them together?
Nope, none here.
Okay, we'll take them as one item. Request for approval to pay a tort claim pursuant to NRS 41.036 for possible action. Ms. Grinnemeyer.
Okay. These requests are from the Office of the Attorney General pursuant to NRS 41.036. The first request is for claimant Delbert Green for a settlement amount of $200,000. The next request is for a claimant Stephen Scott for a settlement amount of $597,500. The last request is for claimant Gregory Wolf for a settlement amount of $200,000. Are there any questions on these amounts?
No questions. No questions. Motion to approve item number 6A, B, and C.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, motion passes. All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 7, request to designate positions in state government as critical labor shortages for possible action. Ms. Grinnemeyer.
This request is from the Department of Corrections pursuant to NRS 286.523. The department requests approval of a critical labor shortage designation for senior physician and a correctional officer positions at Ely State Prison and Lovelock Correctional Center for the period of January 13th, 2026 to June 30th, 2026. Are there any questions on these items?
Yes, I do have a question for the record, Governor Lombardo. Is Director Zarenda there in Las Vegas?
He's here.
Director Zarenda, can you help me understand how we are recruiting for this critical position and why we have not filled it for quite some time?
Yeah, this is James Aranda for the record, Director for Nevada Department of Corrections. So we do continuous recruiting all year for both of these positions. We have hired a company for the senior physician refills. They do extensive hiring across the country for traveling even physicians, and they have none. So we have no physicians able to work up there or wanting to work up at Lovelock or Ely. We do have interest from locals that are retired from state that are interested in possibly working as a critical rehire for the physician positions at one of the, I'm not sure which facility it was, but one of those two facilities. With correction officers, we are again recruit constantly. Our classes of graduations we do not stop. As soon as we finish one, we start another. However, the areas for Ely and Lovelock continue to struggle with interested applicants. We have done extremely well in the south, where our vacancy rates in the south part of the state is less than 5% vacancy. In the north, which would be Carson City area, we're at 18%, which is still very good, but that numbers are increasing because of potentials of those not interested in coming over to corrections. At Ely and Lovelock, the least vacancy is Lovelock at 35% vacancy for correction officer. I don't have the number in front of me for Ely, but it's higher than 35%. But we're not getting the applicants to come in, which is why I do have multiple staff that have worked there as critical rehires in the past asking to come back. I believe right now we have about 14 staff that would like to come back to help. They'll help us reduce the overtime costs and stress burnout of the staff if I can get just anybody coming into the door that has experience in it.
Okay, in reference to the senior position in Ely, does that mean they're without any medical personnel, or is just that one specific position?
So they do have medical personnel. We have coverage there from physicians' assistants, PAs. Just however, we don't have an actual medical doctor physician that covers at either of those facilities. So anytime we have a request for that a higher level than a PA can make, we would have to transfer the individuals either to Carson City or the local hospitals.
Okay. Well, you can appreciate the questioning on this. If you look at the previous tort reform or the tort awards, usually it is specific to medical care. So I would request that you become more proactive in attempting to fill that position. Even if I don't know if we have the ability to do a private contract with the local medical facilities there for a person to come in part-time or provide oversight. Whatever the mechanism is, I think we need to be a little more proactive.
This is James Arenda for the record. Just so currently, so you know, we have currently, I believe, 2 contracts out there right now with companies that do this, that solicit local hospitals and solicit neighborhoods for those positions. Those companies currently are out of areas that they can actually get people to work in those 2 facilities. But we do hire from locals, and we do have those 2 contract companies that do staffing.
All right, thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, Mr. Governor, let me follow up just real quickly. Mrs. Renda, how does our pay scale for these positions compare with other national counterparts?
James Arenda for the record. So the pay scale for these is very low. When you look at the local hospitals, it's a lot lower than what even at the hospital up closest to Lovelock pays. So the staffing request to get there is very low with the amount of pay that we offer to be able to pull people in with that compared to the community.
Yeah, a comparable concern with any state worker competing with private entities where we're not paying our people enough. Certainly to recruit them to rural areas that you've mentioned. What do you think it would take, in your estimation, from a salary perspective, for us to be competitive and to be able to recruit more strongly for these positions?
So James Arenda for the record. So for me, I think you would have to be comparable to the local hospital. You would have to make a salary adjustment that would say that if you work as a physician in the emergency room at the local hospital, you'll get the same as working in the correctional facility. Because I do believe if you're looking at that as a starting doctor, you're not going to take the corrections piece. And I think it just has to be comparable salaries to your local hospital to that facility.
Do you have the comparables? Do you know what those numbers are?
I don't know what they are, but it's easy to get.
I'd love for you to get those numbers for us so we can have an apples-to-apples comparison in terms of what we are competing with.
And I think our biggest, worst comparables is psychiatrists. Psychiatry is another area where we have multiple lawsuits and the comparable salaries are just not compatible to what they're paying out in the community. And I can do both.
Very good. Thank you. That's all I have, Mr. Governor.
All right. If there are no further questions, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
All right, we have a motion for approval on agenda item number 7. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We will move on to agenda item 8, approval of proposed leases for possible action. Ms. Grennemeyer.
There are 2 leases under this agenda item for approval by the board. Are there any questions on these items?
No questions. Motion to approve leases 1 and 2.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Move on to agenda item number 9, approval of proposed contracts for possible action. Ms. Grennemeyer.
There are 52 contracts under this agenda item. Are there any questions on any of these items?
Yes, this is Cisco. I have a question on contract 47. I may be wrong on this, but I was just wondering, isn't it my understanding that AmeriCorps is going away? Didn't they lose federal funding?
Aaron Ford, for the record, no, we actually sued and were able to get that federal funding back.
Oh, great.
My office did.
Thank you. That's all. Motion to approve all 52 contracts under item number 9.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right, motion passes. We'll move on to agenda item number 10, approval of proposed master service agreements for possible action.
There are 123 master service agreements under this agenda item. Are there any questions on any of these items?
Any questions?
No questions. Motion to approve item number 10. All,
Is that all or 123?
all 123 contracts.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have a motion for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye? I didn't hear the vote.
Aye. Sorry.
Aye.
All right,
Let's go.
motion passes. All right, moving on to agenda item number 11, informational only item, Clerk of the Board of Contracts.
There are 95 contracts within the threshold of $10,000 to $99,999 that were approved by the clerk of the board from November 13th, 2025 through December 12th, 2025. This item is informational. Are there any questions on any of these items?
No questions. Thank you.
None here.
All right, so before we move on to item 12, Ms. Grennemeyer, can you just, for public awareness, why we have such a high number on contracts and MSAs and that? Is it the timing of the year when they're all coming due? And I just want to commend your office on such a good job you did, as you can tell by the lack of questions associated with it, so.
Yes, this is a high master service agreements contracts. These contracts are due every 4 years, and they're just in that timing schedule of every 4 years of being renewed. So we'll have 2 months of high master service agreements.
Okay, thank you. And we'll move on to item number 12, information item reports.
This report is from the Governor's Finance Office, Budget Division. Pursuant to NRS Chapter 353, the division presents a reconciled fund balance report of the following accounts as of December 19th, 2025. Please note the meeting materials include the specific amounts, while the approximate balances are as follows. Tort Claim Fund, inclusive of the pending claims on this BOE, is approximately $500,000. Statutory contingency account is $2.3 million, and I do want to note that we're putting forward a request on the next BOE for an IFC contingency to replenish this account. The next account is stale claims account of $3.2 million. Emergency account is $162,000. Disaster relief account is $7.9 million. IFC contingency unrestricted general fund is $34.4 million. IFC contingency unrestricted highway fund is $1.6 million. IFC contingency restricted general fund is $147.9 million. IFC contingency restricted highway fund is $6.9 million. Extradition coordinator budget account 1002 is $1.6 million. This item is informational, and are there any questions on any of these?
Question for myself. The emergency account, is there a threshold that we want to maintain? That seems extremely low.
Yeah, typically we maintain about $250,000 to $500,000 in this account. And I'll probably be looking to replenish this account too.
Okay. Any other questions?
No questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hearing none, we'll move on to the second opportunity for public comment. Is there any public comment there in Las Vegas?
Negative.
Is that negative?
Yeah, negative.
All right, do we have
None
any,
here.
do we have any public comment here in Carson? Allison, you don't want to talk? No? All right, anybody in the queue? All right, we'll close the second opportunity for public comment and move for adjournment. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.